So recently, both Dubsado and Honeybook have released new features when it comes to form building and design, and today we're gonna talk about it. I'm Lauren with the Smarter Creative, and I am here to help creative entrepreneurs work smarter in their business instead of harder. I'm a Honeybook educator and a Dubsado certified pro, certified specialist, whatever, and both programs are amazing, and I'm so excited about these updates on both of them. So first, let's just talk like high level what has happened. So there have been some mega changes when it comes to how you can design your forms. And now, like the most beautiful parts is you can have containers or blocks. They're called different things on the two different programs, but you can put a background color to them really easily, or a photograph, or even a GIF, and you can have like some motion background on your forms. And it is just makes for a really nice experience as you are looking at the form, as your client and your leads are looking at their forms, just what makes them so special and nice. And there's just a lot more flexibility when it comes to how your forms can look. Now, Dubsado, like that's like the biggest one, plus just like the UI of their form builder really got an overhaul, and there is just tons of customization when it comes to how big your containers are. You can do it for like, you can add custom padding and pixels to it. Again, this is like my overarching difference between Dubsado and Honeybook. Dubsado is super duper customizable to like the exact whatever you need it to be. In Honeybook, you work in kind of like parameters, and it makes it really easy to do things. So you can, in Dubsado, change your containers by pixel. You can change the exact width of your content inside of it. And in Honeybook, it's more like you choose a small, medium, large margins, and it just gives you like a general selection, which is nice because it just makes it easy on the brain to have like a click of a button, spacing, whatever. But both are doing it. And then both softwares also have wonderful templates that you can start off from and kind of get like a feel for the different designs. I know Dubsado is bringing out more of them, but Honeybook's got an amazing template selection to kind of get you started for what the designs can be like. And I will say all these examples that I'm showing right now, you can make all of these in Dubsado as well, like the look and feel of it. You just have to do it from scratch instead of from a template. And Honeybook also has blocks. So like in a click of a button, you can do like image on one side, text on another, and like just say like the kind of block you want to add to your form. Dubsado does not do that, like suggestive designs. You can add like two column containers and then add the content inside of it. It's just not as easy, and it's not as like just mentally easy as Honeybook makes it. Honeybook makes their form building with their new SmartFiles super easy, which is amazing. Now the SmartFiles with Honeybook is interesting. They actually let you basically tie multiple multiple forms together to form one mega form. So you go through it and you can have like how many pages you want, where you could have like an introduction and an about me, and I need information from you, and here is a proposal to pick your packages, and you could tie it all together, and it really can help streamline your client experience to get multiple pieces of information from them without like an overloaded single page document. Now, well, I will say where this isn't necessarily the best is it's a little hard to navigate. Like there's buttons on the bottom and on the top that like shows you like you need to go to this next thing next, but also I don't think people are used to it, and it's really easy that they could just like read your first page and not go any further. So you want to make sure whatever information is on your first page of your form that you, your SmartFile that you send over, is very clear that there's multiple steps in this e-document for them to navigate through to learn more or to book with you, whatever it is. And if they do not like fill out all the things, you can't just send them like the one portion of the SmartFile that you need them to like go back and finish. You have to send them the entire file over and explain to them like you need them to go through it. And to me, that's a little bit of a miss. Like I wish you could just send over like the different portions, or maybe like a link to the different portion if you just need them to sign their agreement. but it's inside of a smart file, you have to send the entire smart file over to them. Dubsado does not do this multi-layered document sending unless it comes to your proposal. They call it a proposal, and it can send over the contract and the invoice also takes payment. I know Honeybook, you have an invoice that lays out everything, and then there's a payment section. It's like two separate things. So Dubsado, you do like a proposal, one-page proposal, and then they can, in the same click of a button, like next, sign a contract or an agreement, and then see the invoice and make a payment. And then if your client in Dubsado, if they fail to either sign their contract or make their payment, you can follow up with them and only send them exactly what they did not fill out, because technically they're all separate documents, and that proposal just links them together and sends them together. So I really like Dubsado for that. I feel like it, from the client experience and following up, it makes it easier. And honestly, like the multi-page smart files of information, it's neat. I just don't know if it's necessary, and you have to be really strategic when you think about how you want to use it in your client experience and what's going to make the most sense with you and your clients and how to engage them and keep them going. The smart files are beautiful for sure, but it is still, I don't know, not quite hitting the spot overall for client experience. And then I just want to take a moment and point out that Honeybook has not changed how they do their contact forms. So you can have multiple contact forms inside of your Honeybook, but like you can only have one workflow, like welcome workflow, tied to all contact forms, or you can like have like them go to specific services ones. And I don't know, I like the idea. I like the just specific way that Dubsado lets you have however many contact forms, they call them lead forms, but you can have each one go to a very specific workflow. Or inside of it, you can have them choose like what they want, and that will set them on another path. But they can choose what they want. Honeybook does that too, but it's based on your packages, like your services that you offer from a high level. In Dubsado, you can get a little bit more granular with it. So let's say you have a website building company, and you want on a lead contact form to know if they want a one-page website build or a multi-page website build, but like your packages are built kind of similar, so it's not necessarily a separate package. You're just curious and like wanting to do something different. Maybe it's a phone call for the multi-package, and then you just send the proposal for a single page. Anyways, you can do that inside of Dubsado, and my opinion, the Honeybook just limits you with your automations and what can get done. Plus, you can only run one automation at a time still. You can't do multiples or like trigger like at the end of this workflow, this thing should happen. So all of your automations have to be built out in one giant workflow. And that is not how my brain works. If you've worked with me, you know I like many different like mini workflows that like trigger and fire off of one another. It makes follow-up so you can automate following up with people. And that is like the beauty of Dubsado. I just went on a major tangent. Sorry about that. But all that to say, I'm so grateful that both Dubsado and Honeybook have updated their form building. They look beautiful. The client experience that you are going to have if you use one of these softwares is going to be amazing. Honeybooks just makes it so easy to use, just with all those blocks and the layouts. It's so easy to do it. They can do in one click. You can assign all of your branding and colors, so like your fonts and your colors. Dubsado, you have to change it like block by block. There is no one click changing except for like your questions. So I really like that Honeybook makes it that easy. It's beautiful. So I hope Dubsado will do that in the future for sure. They have added like where you can put your CSS inside of it. If you know like some of your coding to be able to change your fonts as an overall, that will do it. But they don't make it as easy as Honeybook does. Speaking of CSS, Dubsado still lets you put in an HTML block inside of your forms, and with the new SmartFiles with Honeybook, they still do not do an HTML block. So they do let you do like a video drop, but that video drop has to be YouTube, Vimeo, or another platform I'm not familiar with, but not Loom. And like most of my videos for my clients, like those quick, like, I don't know, specific, more relatable videos that I do that are just like one-on-one to my clients, they're all done on Loom. And so with Dubsado, I can grab that embed code on Loom and drop it into the top of a form, and it is there. And I cannot do that with Honeybook. So, I mean, that's a me preference for sure, but that's just something to know as you are moving forward. But you can drop in video links if it's in Vimeo or YouTube, and both programs use GIFs, which is really cool. And one other thing Honeybook makes really easy is changing of like crop sizes on your photos inside of the smart file. So in a one click, you can make it a circle, or it can be like a rectangle, and then you can change like the corner radius to make it either rounded or like a full-blown oval. That's really cool. With Dubsado, you have to like edit that outside of Dubsado and bring it in as the shape that you want for your form. So that's a win for Honeybook for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys like this just kind of brief overview of the different ways that they have updated their platforms. If you want to see more about the differences or have any questions, drop it down below. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell. I put out videos every week, and I love showing up and talking about systems and processes and CRMs and all the good things. So I will see you guys next week.